Ray Kozek here, I'm the pastor of St. Paul's. I'm coming to you kind of later in the day, and I have a word from Matthew, who brings us the story of what happened with Jesus, and it's a great episode. And so let me just read it to you. The disciples, you know the story probably. They're out on a boat in the middle of the night, and they're trying to get across. And most of these guys are fishermen, but things are bad. They think they're going to die, even though they've been out in this lake or sea so many times in their life. It's worse than ever. And so they're afraid. They think they're not going to make it. And in the middle of the night, here comes a ghost, right? Just marching across the water. But it's not a ghost. It's something else. But they cry out in fear, saying, "It's a ghost." Matthew 14 here. But immediately it's Jesus, right? Spoke to them and saying, "Take heart, I am. Do not be afraid. Take heart, it is I. Do not be afraid." He shows him who he is, that he is the great I am, that he is the one, as Job says, who marches on the waves of the sea coming to them. And so he can rightly say, "Stop being afraid." And it goes on and says, "And Peter answered him, 'Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water.' He said, 'Come.' So Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water and came to Jesus." Now, you've heard of all the stories that this guy Peter has done. He's brash, he's boastful, all these things. But at least he had faith. He's the one who says, "Jesus, if it's you, tell me to come out there. If you're marching on the sea and can do a miracle, maybe you want me to do it too." Who knows why Peter did this? He just does stuff like this because he's wired that way. Jesus says to him, "Come." So he walks out. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid. Even though Jesus had said, "Stop being afraid," now he's afraid again. But where is he? He's literally on the water. He's walking towards Jesus on the water. And he's getting close, and then he sees, I don't know how he sees the wind, but he sees the waves and he feels the wind. And he's afraid again. And beginning to sink, he cries out, "Lord, save me." Aren't those good words? Like, your prayer doesn't have to be very long. It can be 3 words, right? "Lord, save me. I have cancer." "Lord, save me. I just lost my job." "Lord, save me. I don't know where to turn for hope." On and on. "Lord, save me. I've done this wicked deed again," right? Whatever it might be. Jesus, it says, immediately reached out his hand and took hold of him, saying to him, "O you of little faith, why did you doubt?" Do we have reason to doubt? No, not when we look out at Jesus, right? The one who can march on the sea, the one who can pull us out of anything, the one who died and rose for us and intercedes for us. No, we have no reason to doubt. But when we look at our own abilities and the circumstances we're in, we doubt. But Jesus doesn't just throw them away like, "You guys are no good," right? He does say, "Oh, you of little faith." And here's the thing. To be a little faith, it's one word in Greek. To be a little faith is a whole lot better than being a no faith, right? Jesus talks about the little tiny mustard seed of faith, how it can grow up. And that's all it takes, because the amount of faith you have doesn't matter nearly so much as the object of faith. Who do you trust in? So he says to me and you and to Peter, "Oh, you of little faith, why did you doubt?" And when they got into the boat, the wind stopped. And those in the boat, get this, in a moment of clarity, in a moment where they've seen the salvation of God, and they got in the boat and they worshiped him. And they said, "Truly, you are the Son of God." Well, that's today's word, right? We're in the boat. And Jesus comes marching to save us. All right. Well, I'm going to sign off. Hope you all have an awesome day. Thanks for joining me for a moment.